Hey, Minuteman Preparedness. So look, I just wanted to give you a little information I've found um, that's going to be dealing with this weekend and Monday the 20th on Inauguration Day. So first off, due to weather, Trump's inauguration will be held inside instead of outside. Due to everything going on, I think it's probably a wise decision just to have it inside anyways. But with that, there's another YouTuber, Pinball Preparedness. Go over and check out his website. I didn't know much about this until I watched his video earlier today. So props to him for getting this information out. So I'm just relaying a little bit to you from what I've seen from him, and then I went to some of these websites and looked it over for myself. So there is a group. I couldn't actually figure out what group is actually handling this, but there's several groups where it's posted on their platforms. But online, it's We Fight Back 2025. So there are 82 protests all over the United States. From what I've seen, most of these protests, they actually have permits to be there. And these protests are endorsed by the PSL, which is the Party for Socialism and Liberation, the DSA, Democratic Socialist of America, Muslims for Social Justice, another group called Migrant Roots, just to name a few. There's a whole page of these groups that have endorsed these protests. They're calling it a National Day of Action, and they're all over the place, all over the U.S. So there is a group called the Answer Coalition. And Answer is an acronym for Act Now to Stop War and End Racism. On their website, they have the information posted and the link to go over to see where these protests are being held and the information on them. Stated on their platform that there's tens of thousands that are going to be participating in these protests. I'll put the links below so you can go over and look and see if any of these protests are going to be in your area. I put information on my Instagram about this, a write-up about it. Also have the links in there on Instagram. The links aren't clickable, so you have to cut and paste them and put them on your web browser to look them up. But you can go in there and look and see exactly where these protests, these 82 protests that are permitted, are going to be held, where the meeting points are, and all that. So that's just 82 supposedly that have the permits. Who knows, who's going to go out there, and just start up a protest, which protesting is legal. That is, that is our constitutional right. It's in the First Amendment, to protest our government, for grievances. But there's a line between protesting peaceably, and blocking sidewalks where pedestrian traffic, can't get through. That's unlawful. Blocking the roadway where vehicular traffic can't get through, that is illegal. Standing, on the side of the roadway, not interfering with pedestrian traffic, bicycle traffic, vehicular traffic, standing there holding your sign or banner, not obstructing anyone's view, that way everybody can go about their day, the way, however they want to go about their day. If you want to stand there and do that, that is your prerogative. But, with a lot of these situations, in past years, we've seen that that may not necessarily be the case. They may do exactly what they're supposed to do. They may not. Who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. But you'll always have other groups, other people popping up. You're always going to have, even if you have a group that's peaceful, there's always going to be somebody either a part of that group or who's not a part of that group who just jumps in there and wants to instigate things. And just use the group as cover. So what I posted on Instagram, check out the website to see where these protests that we know of are going to be. I would avoid those areas. If you can avoid those areas because you live there, have a plan together. Know that, when you get up that morning, the roads may be blocked. There may be, some sort of civil unrest. Stores may close. They may be boarded up. It's also MLK Day, so some stores, may be closed in celebration of Martin Luther King Day. So have a plan together. And like I said, if you live there, make sure you have some alternate routes. You want to be gray. If you have to go through those areas, if you have to, you want to be gray. You want to be able to kind of slide through there unnoticed. You don't want to wear a bunch of bright colors or shirts that signify any certain types of belief. You want to be able to slide in there, especially if your family's with you. You want to be able to get in, get through, and get to the other side without any type of altercations. And that's not being weak. That's being smart. I know there are a lot of people out there that may not have, my certain belief stance. Probably, my belief stance is probably very similar to those watching. Just based on this, genre of information, and what this channel is, it's not being weak to stand up against those types of people, with, alternate beliefs and, put out there what you believe. It's our right to do so, just like it's their right to put out what I believe is complete foolishness and silliness, socialism and social justice and all this, just crazy crap. But right then may not be the time to do that, especially, with the numbers that they're reported, they may be having. You want to slide through there, get back to your home, take care of yourself and your family. There was something else I wanted to point out. Oh, yes. So I'm going to put another link in the bottom. And again, if it's not clickable, then just, cut and paste and put it in your web browser. But it's to the Answer Coalition's webpage. Pretty interesting stuff on there. Pretty interesting stuff. They'll have the flyer on there where you can see, their deal. You can also, they have another flyer on there posted that has the groups that endorse them. I named a few of them, but there's a large portion of organizations and groups. You may want to look that over. It's pretty interesting also. But, and just not even talking about these groups protesting, look at the situation we're in, with these drones that everybody quit talking about. Still hear word that they're still there. And the Secret Service, I saw a piece on them the other day talking about the security procedures they're going to have. And, don't worry about drones flying over. It's okay. And of course, some of those may be, Secret Service assets or local law enforcement assets, because they are having huge influx of law enforcement from all over the United States that'll be there. National Guard from all over the United States will be there. I can't remember the exact number, and I didn't write it down, but it's thousands and thousands of extra law enforcement and National Guardsmen that are going to be there trying to secure the area. So, you know, like I said in other videos, right now is not the time to be in crowds. You know, I'm a Trump supporter. I can tell you right now, I would not be there if it was bright and sunshiny outside. I wouldn't be there. I don't do large crowds. Right now is not the time to be in large crowds. I would stay away from that type of business. But, you know, I'd heed the word of caution. If you have to be in these areas where these protests are, have a plan together, think smart, use common sense, and look over those websites, you know, to see if any of that mess is going to be happening in your area. And with that, stay safe. Minuteman out.